Why do people say, I'll just try it myself when you know they need help? And honestly, they probably know it too. It's frustrating because you have something valuable to offer. They're clearly struggling, but they won't take the help. There's a pattern here, and once you see it, you'll know exactly why some offers get easy yeses while others feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill, and what to do about it. Let me walk you through a simple framework that reveals this pattern. When you're a coach or a consultant or an expert of any kind, you usually build offers around things that are genuinely hard to do. That makes sense, right? That's where your expertise matters. That's where you can create real transformation. So on one axis, you've got how hard something actually is, easy to hard. And most people position their offers on the hard end. They help people with complex, difficult things. But there's another dimension that people tend to overlook. It's how hard people think something is. And this is where it gets interesting, because what people believe about the difficulty of something often has nothing to do with reality. So now we've got a 2 by 2. Actual difficulty on the x-axis, perceived difficulty on the y-axis. And that creates 4 quadrants, things that people think are easy and that are actually easy, things that people think are easy but are actually hard, and then there are things that people think are hard, and they're right, it is hard, and finally things that people think are hard but are actually easy. Let's look at where things go wrong. If something is actually hard and people know it's hard, they'll hire help. There's no problem there. But if something is actually hard and people think it should be easy, that's the killer quadrant. They'll assume they can figure it out themselves. They'll watch some YouTube videos, they'll read a few articles, they'll try a couple of things on their own. They'll struggle for months, they'll get frustrated, they'll blame the process, they'll blame themselves. They'll do pretty much everything except hire you. Think about hiring your first assistant. Most people think, I'll just find someone good and tell them what to do. Meanwhile, there's documenting processes, setting expectations, building feedback loops, giving them enough context to make decisions. But people don't see that. They hire someone, dump tasks on them, get frustrated when things fall through the cracks, and conclude that nobody can do it as well as I can. And if you're selling in that quadrant, every conversation feels like you're trying to convince someone of something they don't want to believe. Now, flip it. Look at the opposite quadrant. It's something that feels hard to them. It's intimidating, it's confusing, maybe even a little scary. But you're the expert in that area, so you know it's actually pretty straightforward once you understand it. Selling is so much easier here. Think about setting the tech for a course or membership. To someone who's never done it, it looks like a nightmare. There are platforms to deal with, integrations, payment processors, email sequences. They imagine weeks of frustration and expensive mistakes. But if you've done it a dozen times, you know it's a few decisions and an afternoon of setup. And you have your own process to make sure it all gets done quickly and effectively. When you offer to help people with stuff like that, they are relieved. They feel like they're being rescued from something painful. And when you deliver the result faster than they expected, they're amazed. They think you're a genius. That's the quadrant you want to live in. So if you've got an offer where everyone says, let me think about it, or I'll try it myself first, the issue probably isn't your marketing or your sales skills. You're likely selling something they think should be easy. And the fix isn't to explain harder or push more. Instead, you want to look at everything you know how to do and ask, what do people think is hard that I know is actually easy? Lead with that. Get them a win, build trust, and you can always help them with the stuff they underestimate. Just do it later, once you've built up more trust. So here's my challenge to you. Take 10 minutes this week and make 2 lists. First list, what do you help people with that they think should be easy, but is actually hard? Second list, what do you help them with that they think is hard, but you know is actually pretty easy? If most of your offers are built around the first list, you now know why sales feel like an uphill battle. And you know where to look for something better. Talk soon.